What's up, people? My name is Dwayne McAllister, and this is my 3 cents. Thanks. So, on this channel, I'll be reviewing movies and trailers just to wrap things up in a small nutshell. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to get started with our first movie. But before we get started, I just want to ask a quick favor of you, and like, subscribe, comment, share this video. It would mean a whole lot to me. You know, I need to beat the algorithm just like everybody else. I would really appreciate it. It would mean a whole lot for me. But with that being said, I guess we can go ahead and get started. Thanks. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started with reviewing our movie today. And that movie today is going to be right here, One of Them Days. So with that being said, I just want to say something real quick. I just want to talk about how much time and effort it took for me to get here right now. This has nothing to do with the review itself, or with the movie, I should say. And I'm going to keep this very short. You know, it took a whole lot of effort for me to get to this point right here. And I know that I spoke about that in my previous intro video. I touched on it a little bit. And so, you know, I don't want to reiterate on that too much, but I just want people to understand that, you know, I've never done a podcast before. I've never done a platform basically like this. I've tried a little bit, and I haven't taken things seriously. So this is my first serious attempt at doing something and putting it together, like having OBS for my setup and designing it out and figuring things out, doing the whole brainstorming for how I want this to go. It's not easy. And then the technical curve of everything was very much of just I don't even know what word to use for it. It was a storm that I didn't realize I was going to have to go through. So just with that being said, I'm going to keep on trying to make this the best that I can. I'm going to keep on trying to evolve this into something better than what it is right now. But if I can just say so myself, I feel like this isn't the well, no, I shouldn't say that. I was about to word that wrong. I think that for this being my first attempt, things look pretty good. And also, I don't even have it fully set to show you all my setup. So let me transition so that way we can get into movie review mode. So one moment, please. And here we are. All right. So just to set the vibe and the mood a little bit more in talking about movies, I just wanted to set up a setting, if you will, that will put us in the vibe and the mindset for talking about movies. So, you know, we're in our own little movie theater right now. So with that being said, let's get started talking about One of Them Days. Now, this movie is starring Keke Palmer and SZA. It was produced by Issa Rae, and it was directed by a local Detroiter, you know, wearing Detroit hat, Detroit shirt. Well, okay. Just had to get the mic out the way so that way you could see it. But yeah, you know, go Lions, by the way. That was disappointing, our loss in the playoffs, but, you know, next season. But anyway, before I get too far thrown off on the stuff that doesn't even matter for this video, yes, One of Them Days was starring Keke Palmer and SZA. It was directed by Lawrence Lamont, who is a Detroit director. He's a Detroit native. Well, that might not be the right word because I don't know if he still lives in Detroit or not, but he's from Detroit, though. And it was produced by Issa Rae. I'm a fan of SZA. I like her music. Never seen her act before. I'm a fan of Keke Palmer. Once again, never seen her act. I know that she's actually an actress, but I've never seen any of her movies. But I like her because of what I see of her in the media and the public, like, you know, getting gigs, hosting things, Good Morning America, things of that sort. So overall, I don't agree with everything she does, but overall, I've over the past several years have become a bit of a fan of hers. Issa Rae, after watching Insecure, I've become a fan of hers, and by a little bit that I learned more about her, I respect her more and more for who she is in the industry. And again, Lawrence Lamont is from Detroit, so I had to at least check out One of Them Days. I didn't want to see One of Them Days at first, but I ended up seeing it. And what I'll do is I'll just read the synopsis of it, so that way, if you don't know, you'll know what the movie's about, and then we'll watch the trailer, and then we'll have our discussion about it. So 1 second. All right, so I have it right here, and the basic breakdown for One of Them Days, it says on IMDb, when best friends and roommates Drew and Alyssa, by the way, Drew is Keke Palmer's character and Alyssa is SZA's character. So when best friends and roommates Drew and Alyssa discover Alyssa's boyfriend has blown their rent money, the duo finds themselves going to extremes in a race against the clock to avoid eviction and to keep their friendship intact. So let's check out the trailer for One of Them Days.
I'm Keke Palmer.
And I'm SZA.
Check out our trailer.
I'm sorry. I had to get a jump from Shamika. Then they had a checkpoint at LeBray. I had to go all the way around.
Don't forget, I have my interview at 4.
Why are you still trying to be in corporate? Do your own thing.
And what's that? Living paycheck to paycheck?
You got this, okay? You been that girl. Been that girl.
That my best friend. She a real bad
Girl, you know we getting a white.
A white person in the jungle?
I am right here if you guys ever want to have a girls' night. A little Prosecco and pals.
Child, I saw one with a cat in the stroller.
Mama Ruth. You paid the rent, right?
I did.
Hey, what? Oh, you look real alopecia today.
Do you have the rent?
Your boyfriend took our rent money and dipped.
I invested in it. This is our future.
If we don't get the rent money by 6, we're gonna be on a car with Fabian.
You want to buy my grandma's vintage speaker?
And your grandma just died. She ain't even in the ground yet. How we gonna make $1,500 by 6? Not to mention I got the interview at 4.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
You want a loan?
If you don't have the money this month, you're not gonna have it next month.
My credit score is currently a little... Are you having a heart attack?
I've never seen a credit score this low.
You lucky she holding me back. You lucky she holding me back. If I get this job, you and me gonna be good. For real. You don't have to live like this anymore. You got this. Alyssa, get down.
Someone threw retro Jordans up here.
How much that's worth? Be careful.
Oh my God, I thought I killed you.
We need our money. ASAP. Come on.
We're talking about how these running business and they
Answer. First the rent, and now Lolo's trying to kill us.
We actually can pay you $70 per pint.
Okay. Take it easy on me, because news make me squeamish.
Join the club, girl. Today's my first day.
Ow! Ow!
Do we still get the money?
You find yourself struggling to procure payment funds. Here are a few useful ideas.
Please get out. Please. Check yourself.
All right, so that was the trailer for One of Them Days. So, thoughts on this movie? All right, well, as I mentioned before, when this movie first came out, I really didn't want to see it too much. When I heard that Keke Palmer and SZA had a movie coming out together, that automatically piqued my interest right there, because I just thought, okay, this should be cool. They seem like real cool people. I like the both of them and everything. And really, SZA is what interested me more so than Keke Palmer. Not that I like SZA more than Keke Palmer. It's just that I know SZA is not an actor. So I was curious to see what she was going to do stepping into the role of now an actor and everything. So going back to why I didn't really want to see the movie too much. Just looking at the trailer, there were certain parts in the trailer that just seemed a bit cheesy to me. It just like, the cliche joke of, hold me back, and they're not really fighting to get past anybody to fight anybody, but and like the person is just standing there, just like almost like, okay, what are you doing? So that just that same tired joke, and I don't want to say tired, but because I don't want to be negative about it too much because it was a good movie overall. But just that same cliche joke, that same joke about oh, I've never seen a credit score this low before, and things of that sort. So there were some cheesy things in the movie. There was a particular trying to think, do I want to talk about this scene? Because I don't want to give anything away. I really don't like sharing spoilers unless people give me permission to do so. At a platform like this, I don't want to give away any spoilers, especially for a movie that's relatively new. It came out just about, what was it, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago? But I'll just say that there was a little bit of choreography in a particular scene that seemed a little bit lackluster. You would have hoped that they had like some stunt doubles, or they practiced a little bit more in what they were doing. But then maybe at the same time, that might have been part of the joke. It might have been that their execution, so to speak, was supposed to look pretty bad. But then also keep in mind too, this is a comedy. And so with that being said, you don't expect everything to be like on point and polished all the time, because sometimes things looking, for lack of a better word, looking a little bit janky kind of adds to the comedy a little bit, So, but, I don't want to harp too much on the negative things. But before I end, I do want to say that I wouldn't recommend this movie. I wouldn't recommend taking your kids to see this movie. There were two scenes in particular that were pretty adult. One way more than the other. So I would not recommend taking your kids to see this movie. But as far as people that do attend it, this is a movie that is seemingly more geared towards women, but men can enjoy this movie also. And, men, if you have a girlfriend, if you have a wife, I would say that this would be a good date night movie for you all to go see. This is definitely a good movie for a girls' night out. If you and your home girl or your group of female friends want to go out, then this would be a good night for that also. The movie was very funny. I didn't expect it to be funny at all, just for different things, just things I saw in the trailer. I just didn't expect it to be funny. About, I say 20 minutes into the movie, I started laughing out loud. And it wasn't just like once or twice. It was several times in the movie I was laughing out loud. And even in times I wasn't out loud laughing, I wasn't vocally laughing, audibly laughing, I guess I should say. I was still on the inside laughing, or I was smiling or saying, dog, why are they doing this? Dog, this is crazy. Stuff like that. So, just trying to think what else about the movie that was good. Oh, let me say, SZA did a very good job. Now, I'm not going to say that her acting was like not Grammy, but Emmy Award winning. I get Grammys and Emmys mixed up. But I won't say that her acting was Emmy Award winning or anything like that, because it wasn't. But again, this was a comedy. This movie was very much so, as far as the vibe goes, it was very much so like watching Friday. It was, it took place. It took place in Compton, or in the Compton area, basically in the jungles. So I'm not very familiar with California and Compton and South Central and all that and everything. But I think to an extent, everybody has heard of the jungle. And, they even say in the movie that they're in the jungle, as far as like, the projects that they're all living in. So, they're in that neighborhood and all. I could be wrong, but I think they actually shot this at the same place that they shot Insecure. It just looked like it to me, but I don't know. I don't know that for sure. So don't get me lying on here. But it very much felt like watching Friday, just from the vibe it was giving and everything, just being in that part of LA, and then just ridiculous things happening and trying to get something accomplished and having to go through all these things, all these obstacles, some necessary, some unnecessary, but the whole thing ended up being an unnecessary thing in the first place that now they're trying to fix and solve this issue and all that. And so, yeah, I would definitely recommend this movie. And I like to do a particular type rating system when I'm rating my movies, when I'm explaining movies to people and things of that sort. And I guess the main way that I recommend movies, I will give one of three things. I know it can be way more broad than that. Some people do a number system, 5 popcorns or 10 stars or whatever. I do this thing called thanks. And so when I like a movie, or it's just when I like things in general, I give it a thanks. When I don't like it, then it's no thanks. And then other movies that are just kind of meh, like, you would recommend watching it, but just one time, or something you could play in the background, or it's cool to watch it just as one time. And after that, you don't really have to worry about watching it anymore. That's something that I call a one good watch movie. So with all that being said, and me explaining how I feel about the movie, I'll give this movie thanks. Like I said, I do think that it was a good movie overall. I think it's something that could be fun to watch with your friends or with your significant other. Again, I wouldn't recommend it for kids to watch it and all, but just due to some language and some other, I'll say, imagery in the movie, some particular sexual imagery in the movie, but overall, I thought it was a good movie. It was way better than what I thought it was going to be. And I'm glad that I saw it. So, but before I end this video, I do want to look into Lawrence Lamont's his catalog a little bit, just so I can get a better understanding and help you all get a better understanding of who he is by him being someone from Detroit that's doing big things. So, just looking at his profile on IMDb, I do see that that he's known for 3 different things. He did 4 episodes of the show on HBO Max called Rap-ish. For those of you that know the show, you understand I'm editing my words because, one, I'll just put out there, I don't cuss. But 2, I want this to be a family-friendly conversation. So even if I did cuss, I just wouldn't say that anyway, because I want this to be, like I said, a family-friendly channel and all that. Overall, all conversation or content won't always be family-friendly, but I want to keep it as much there as possible. So he did a show, 4 episodes of a show called Rap-ish on HBO Max. I've heard of it, never took the time to watch it at all. I think when I saw a trailer, it just didn't interest me very much. But, he did 4 episodes of that. He's done a music video with J. Cole for one of the songs off of Forest Hill Drive, the GOMD, Get Off My. So he did the video for that. And also looks like he did another music video. He directed another music video for 2088, the song called Out of Love. I've never heard of 2088 before, but he directed a music video for that artist. And then it seems that those are the biggest things that he's done. He's done several music videos with Big Sean. Well, he did the one with him and E40. I Don't Mess With You. Big Sean and Jhené Aiko. Big Sean by himself. Single Again. So, he's done a couple things. And I'm not naming everything. This is just a couple things that he has on his list. But he's done smaller things, if you want to call that smaller, working with people like Big Sean and stuff like that. But, he's going from doing a short to doing some music videos for some really big name artists to doing a show on HBO Max to now he's done, to my knowledge, his first movie, which has done very well, actually. You know, if I go look on RottenTomatoes.com, I know at one point it had 100%, but then I know that it dropped a little bit, but it was still at like 90% or 96. I'm sorry, 96% the last time that I looked. So if I look now, all right, so one of them days on Rotten Tomatoes, and it gives us, it's still at 95%. So, you know, it's been out a couple weeks now and it still sits at a 95%. So this movie is probably going to be around for a while because people really seem to like it a whole lot. Like I said, I liked it way more than what I thought I was going to like it. And the reception from when I was in the theater, people were around the whole theater just cracking up, just really engaged with the movie the whole time. I was engaged with the movie almost the whole time. The first part, like I said, it was a little bit hard for me anyway to pick up on what was going on, just trying to figure out who the characters were, what the motivation of the story was, things of that sort. But after, like I said, about 20 minutes went by and they were going into a building. They were walking from the parking lot into a building. And then they started to speak on more what their motivation was. They had already shown what the objective of the story was, what the premise of the movie was. Once it got to that right there, it just started picking up. There were times, I will say, that the movie seemed to drag a little bit. It seemed like there wasn't a lot of urgency for them trying to get this money because they only had a couple hours. I think it was like 8 hours, 10 hours, something like that in order to get this money. And at times they were just kind of chilling. I was like, okay, well, y'all kind of need to hurry up. Time's ticking right now. You don't have a whole lot of time. So, but I guess stuff like that was kind of minor, especially when you look at the grand scheme of things. It was kind of minor. I think they could have executed it better, but overall, it wasn't a big deal. I think that they got the majority of the laughs that they were going for. They were telling the story that they were trying to tell, and they executed it in the best of their ability, which was not really a bad thing because, again, it got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, and somebody that didn't want to see it came out saying this was actually a good movie. So with that being said, yes, I did like the movie, and I do recommend it for anyone that likes to laugh. You know, go ahead and check this movie out. But before I go, I just want to one more time ask you all, before you leave this video, if you can go and like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. That would be very appreciated. I would love it so much if you could do that for me. So once again, I just want to thank you very much for checking out my channel. My name is Dwayne McAllister, and once again, this is my 3 cents. Thanks.